It's time to kick off the action on day. Chicago's won 6 of the last 7 against Detroit as the Bears look to feast on the Lions once again. And it comes your way next.
First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Chicago Bears. Brandon Garden joined by Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Lions in this matchup. They know coming in they've got to be at their best because they're facing one of the better overall defenses in the NFL.
And this is not one of the better offenses around in terms of running the football. So they understand that they're going to be put to the test a bit. The big plays in the run game, they haven't been there of late. So maybe that means we'll see them shake things up a little bit. Some RPOs, some touch passes, some draw plays, anything to try and gain a little bit of momentum.
It's been a tradition since the early days of the NFL, and we're off on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. And here comes the new-look Lion offense here in 2021, led by their quarterback in his first season in Detroit after 5 in L.A., Jared Goff.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Goff's throw going into the hands of Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. From the gun, here's Goff. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Here's Goff. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Their confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 14 carries, 54.
And even though it's a short week, running backs love when they're in a groove, and that's exactly where he is right now. He's hoping to feast a little bit more here on Thanksgiving. First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what the opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute, doesn't it?
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on that opening drive. They wanted to put together a series of plays, sustain it. They've done that. The defense now on their heels a little.
That they are, and you know what else is happening now? They're gaining information. They're gaining knowledge about how the defense is planning on playing them. So not only are they being successful on this drive, they're filing things away for future drives in this game.
Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Tyrell Williams. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Perky adds the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And the Bears offense making their way out now for their first drive with Justin Fields, the rookie from Ohio State, at quarterback.
I love today's NFL because it is high-flying, big-time action, some risk involved. But how about him eliminating all that last week? 3 touchdown passes, incredible yardage.
Yeah, almost 400.
Big-time game.
First carry now for David Montgomery. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 3 touchdowns on the ground, and then Charles, he threw one in through the air for good measure.
Yeah, you know you have to account for him in all situations. I mean, we know he can run the heck out of the football. You just noted what he did. But how about him being able to get out of the backfield, catch it, and get into the end zone as well?
Rolling to his right. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. 36 yards on the punt with no return, and the Lions will take over. Tyrell Williams heading back out onto the field now. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is it allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route-running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them. No matter how many people are put in his direction, it just doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to beat them. And so far this year, he's done exactly that.
He sure has. The throw over the middle, taken in. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. 2nd down and 3. The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in week 4. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. They go back to the ground, this time Swift. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. The last run got 3, now here's 2nd and 7. Go off a handoff here to Swift, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. To throw is Goff. And that will be incomplete. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play, because if they get the stop and hold them to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Yeah, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on a fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. Now parking for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. Here's Cohen now to return. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
Well, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably had a lot of... That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Will Parks. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
From the 22, Goff. They're going back to the same well. It's Hawkinson again. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
But you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
Play action. It's Goff. This will be caught inside the 10. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Again, Goff. Finding Williams once more, complete. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Jamal Williams, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Parkey with the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. So the drive there. And it was Jamal Williams who ended things with a touchdown run. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
That 2nd down play nets a -4. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Running left, Montgomery. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Defenses always have a goal of holding a runner under 100 yards. Well, he went over 150 last week, won NFC Player of the Week award honors. And guess what? he's got a chance to do it again because of that vision he has. He sees holes that maybe don't exist.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A nice throw there for the first down. And this is a big moment for this young man under center. You know, he's had a few months now to get acclimated to life in the NFL, but you got to think a little extra pressure here, right, CD? I mean, you're getting the start on Thanksgiving in front of the national audience.
Especially since you and I both know he's watched this game since he was, what, 4, 5, 6 years old and dreamed of playing in it. In fact, his family sent us some of those videos of he and his family in the backyard playing their Turkey Bowl games themselves. So now he's going from the backyard to the big stage, and here he is.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now Fields. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun, Fields. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Bears! Jimmy Graham, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears get a bit closer.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a 1st down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the 1st down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Santos with the extra point, and that'll cut this to a 17-point spread. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback. Jared Goff and the rest of the Lions offense set to go to work once more. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of it. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. Trying to lay one up deep, and it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving Day, but you're exactly right. I am a traditionalist. I really don't want Detroit and Dallas to give up those slots. I like the fact that we watch them each and every year. But what I really like is that the league added a 3rd game in 2006. And usually it's division rivals, but that's the 3rd one of the day, and it caps off a great day of football.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off play action, Fields. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
Oh, he's going to look end zone here for Pettis. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. I think you'd agree that looked like the right call from up here.
No doubt about it. And what everyone has to understand is that the officials are going to be right on the play each and every time. You may not like the call, but they're usually spot on.
The throw complete here to Williams. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Goff. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. 7 yards to pick up there. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And it's caught. Touchdown! Tyrell Williams with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions are able to add on to their first half lead. Parkey adds the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time, 1-play interceptions, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete. When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. These two teams, you may remember, they met up at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So if they can win again here in Detroit, they'd pull off the season sweep. From the 45 on second down, Fields. Deep ball for Goodwin. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Montgomery. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big time.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement.
Touchdown Bears! Cole Kmet, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears cut into that lead. So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Valentine opting not to return it, and his guys will have it at the 25. Tyrell Williams heading back out onto the field now. And his 2 touchdowns, a big reason they're winning right now.
So meaningful when you score and it's got your team out there in front. changes the complexion of everything you're doing. It's one thing to score them out garbage time, but these count. This is a big deal, and he's making those types of plays. And I think they'll keep finding ways to get it to him.
I was just going to say probably going to go back to him. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, it's gone. Open man, the tight end falls. 7 yards, the pickup there. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Into the hands of Pettis. It's a jet sweep. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or two. Goff. Throw left side complete. That's Williams. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now a first down throw. Goff. He'll get this into the hands of Hodge. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the gun, here's Swift. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Goff on third down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And he's got his man on the out route. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Bears will get the football back. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on 4th down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Parks. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Goff. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Back to throw, Goff. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Jeremiah Tauchu in there to bury him for a loss of 11. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now it's gone. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Goff now looks to throw. Looking for Hockenson, and he's got him. Touchdown, Detroit. Jared Goff with his third touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. Parkey with the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Here's Cohen now to return. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. They'll roll him out right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call, but they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. Running for it, Montgomery. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Goff on first down. That would almost intercept it, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Swift. And he's going to be met at about the 43. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks so much. We'll get back to you and Charles in Detroit in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at what's following our 2 games later today. Some good games starting in the early window on Sunday, and one of the big ones features the New England Patriots, as they'll have to do battle with the Tennessee Titans. Later in the afternoon, a lot of the country will be watching the game at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it'll be the Packers taking on the LA Rams. Then, on Sunday night, a big one in the AFC North to wrap up the holiday weekend. The Browns and the Ravens from Baltimore. That's all that needs to be said. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. And meanwhile, for the Lions, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half two after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Meanwhile, Fields throws in here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Handoff comes to Montgomery. Despite the strong run, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Fields. He'll buy some time right. He'll find Goodwin here on the right side. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Fields, eluding the pressure right. Man open is Robinson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now he has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw, Fields. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal. And he's got it. Touchdown. David Montgomery. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Bears are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but his top 2 options were not available on that throw, so he went the safe route. Worked out pretty well.
It was like you were in the pocket. How about you going through the progressions like that? What a lot of offenses say, touchdown to check down. Look downfield first, bring it back to the line of scrimmage. Not easy for a rookie to do. Oftentimes they get one look, and they make their decision off of that. He went through 3. That was impressive.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Goff. 2 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Bilal Nichols with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Bears take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Fields now to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Montgomery. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Fields throw there, complete to Mooney. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 51 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Well, for an inside linebacker, I think you'd agree when I say that he is fast to the football, and he proved that thesis correct on that last play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story. And, wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks. 1st down. Here's the run with Montgomery. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. This is caught by Robinson. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
They'll run with Montgomery. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Bears get a bit closer. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. And that almost makes it a brand-new ball game. Now it's a 1-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their 2-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Valentine opting not to return it, and his guys will have it at the 25. So here come the Lions now. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. A good run on first down, followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamal Williams, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions add on to their lead. Parkey adds the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was Jamal Williams who ended things with a touchdown run. Here's Cohen now to return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Will Parks. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
Alec Ogletree in on the stop. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. There's Goff. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
Again, Goff. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This to make it a 3-score game late. The kick by Parkey is good, and that will make this now an 18-point ball game. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Meanwhile, Fields' throw pulled in by Robinson here. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. The Bears on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. And that is incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Murkey with the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
And how about the situation that we're in right now, because this is the 4th quarter. So you know there's some tired legs out there on defense and probably some tired minds as well trying to chase guys around for 4 quarters. But this is where conditioning, athleticism, that separates the good backs from the great backs, and that was an A-plus effort right there.
And he finds his tight end, Graham. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Now Fields. Montgomery a 1st down and then some. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Throwing again is Fields. And now here's another interception. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 33. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 102 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Here's Swift. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Into the hands of Pettis. It's a jet sweep. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them. 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Now a throw here, hauled in.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Sliding out of the pocket. Past the 20. 5, touchdown, Chicago. Marquise Goodwin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. Then the Bears cut into that lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback. Tyrell Williams heading back out onto the field now. When you're in a zone like he is, what's the conversation like on the sideline between he and his quarterback? Is that a one-way conversation of, hey, just keep getting me the football?
It actually is probably a two-way conversation because he wants to keep getting him the football because he's seeing the payoff. You know, getting the ball to that guy means yardage, and as we've seen, touchdowns in this game. So I think both of them get more and more excited about the possibilities as things continue on.
Yeah, so far it's been over 100 yards and the 2 scores. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 24-yard line.
Once again, it's Swift. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Goff now to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Here comes Cohen. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Rolling to his right. He finds Robinson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to...
Touchdown, Bears! Marquise Goodwin with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bears have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Santos with the extra point, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Valentine opting not to return it, and his guys will have it at the 25. Getting set to go again here on offense, Jared Goff trots back onto the field. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind, it's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know,
fighting through it, he's got space. He finds some open field here. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Detroit. Dante Pettis, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Parkey adds the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. And now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. He's topping the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. Fields on 1st down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Tracy Walker, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now a 1st down carry, it's Williams. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now a 2nd down and 6. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be met at about the 43.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 125 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now they'll try the jet sweep here, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the Bears' 32-yard line.
On 2nd down now, Swift, and only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Detroit, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Chicago, their luck may